It's cold in here, brass monkeys. So here I am, sitting in the nuddy in this village hall, freezing my tits off, waiting for them all to come in. It's an easy job, this. All I have to do, and you'd laugh really, I would too, but I can't, is to be very, very still. And I am. I don't move a muscle. Usually, after the day I've had running around after the babby and the other kids, all I want to do is to sit down. And I get paid for it. And a good whack too. I saw this ad in the paper just after he'd legged it, and I was worried sick about how to make ends meet. Cash in hand. 4 hours a week, I do Mondays and Thursdays, and my eldest Cassandra, she can look after the babbies. No brainer. So I give it a go. And after the first couple of sits, the teacher, Mr. Mills, he says I'm the best model he's had. He don't know that for me, them 2 hours when all I have to do is to sit, just sit or stand, or I did that one time, but I didn't much like it, and I think he noticed because he never asked me to do it again. Well, it's just pure heaven, and I get paid. Sometimes when I get to the end of the night, I work 7 till 9. I don't want to move, but that's not just being whacked. I have a little secret. More about that later. So what I do is I come in at 7:15 and I go to the ladies. I take my clothes off there. Well, it's warmer because it's a little room and there's a decent radiator. And then I put on my warm pink robe and my fluffy flip-flops. Then I go into the main hall and I ask Mr. Mill what he wants me to do that night. Does he want me to sit like this or like that or stand? Does he want my arms up? Does he want them crossed? All that. Then I take my robe off and I get into position before the students come in. I wouldn't want to be walking round in the nuddy when they're all there, watching me. Now, Mr. Mills, he's always been a right gent. He never made me feel uncomfortable at all. But I guess it's all in a day's working for him, in being an artist and all. Then they come in and we get started and I go off into my own world. Sometimes I think about being on a lovely beach or in a wood and just relaxing. Sometimes, when it's warm, I have to watch it. I don't actually fall asleep. Sometimes I think about stuff that's happened that day, and sometimes I remember what it was like when I was with him, when I was first with him, when we started courting before the babbies came, and it was good and full of promise. One time I tried doing some of that meditation, and another time that mindfulness, where you just sit there and think about your body and where you are and what you can see or hear or hear or smell or feel. But I didn't get on with it. I can go anywhere in my thoughts. My body just very, very still. But today it's also very, very cold. Other times I listen to what's going on, and that can be quite funny. I can't see the students, and they are students, though some of them are very, very old, because I can't move. And often I have to look up at the ceiling or over to the wall or whatever, but there's nothing wrong with my hearing. I remember once, just after term started, there must have been a young man, and I think he only came just the once. I could hear the teacher saying, "But why have you only drawn her face? And look at the body, look at the shapes and the shadows. You need to feel the whole page up." I bet I knew why he didn't look at at the rest of me. I might be no spring chicken, but I reckon I could still get a man going if I wanted to, and I had the inclination. And another time, I could hear him telling someone, "Look at the curves, follow the mounds. Your drawing is good, but it's too angular. She's all roundness and softness, and you need to capture that." Actually, I might prefer a bit of the angles myself, but there you go. This job has its funny side too. One day I was rushing to fetch Little from school with the babby and the pram, and I was coming from a different angle, a different way from usual, and I got to the school crossing, and when I got over the other side, the crossing lady, she came over to me and she said, "It is you, isn't it? You're the model from the life drawing classes. I nearly didn't recognise you with your clothes on." Well, of course I didn't know her, but we laughed. But on the way home, I was thinking, I hope none of my neighbours find out about this. It's not that I'm ashamed, don't get me wrong, because in my book, taking your clothes off for art, to put food on the table, it's a good thing. But not everyone sees it that way. And my ex, he'd be livid if he knew. Here they come, muttering and banging as they get out their bits and pieces and their stuff, and I get myself ready to be very still, to be the best model. They have a break midway through, and I can have a bit of a stretch then if I want, but often I can't be bothered to do much. That's on account of my secret. You see, when I'm in the loo, getting changed, I have a little something to help me. I take one of them yellow Valium left over from the counselling, fat lot of good that did. Just the one, and then I have a little sip of Southern Comfort. The Valium is all it takes to relax me, and it makes it really easy for me not to move too much. And the swig of Southern Comfort is just enough to get up my courage to take my clothes off and to walk in. Just that, no more, because I need to be able to walk home after. It does the trick. I could feel that Valium kicking in right now. Now, where should I go to tonight?